And now for something completely different.
Dave.
Yes, John.
Hello, fellow humans. Dave, per your request, there will be flute.
It's all I've ever wanted, John. It's all I've ever wanted. It was so. I do think it's weird, and like I get it, but the one time you showed me a Jethro Tull song and it didn't have flute, I just kept waiting for my flute solo the whole song.
Yes, there will be flute. Get prepared to be fluted.
I love
flouted.
I love when I'm flouted upon.
Flouted upon.
Doesn't seem like it's right, but I'll go with it. Hymn 43. That's what you sent me.
Yes, and the band is Jethro Tull with the lead singer Ian Anderson, as you well know, Dave. And it is, in my view, the classic lineup of Tull, Martin Barry, and the other guys whose name I never remember.
The other guys. I love just nebulous the other guys.
And those other dudes. Wait, I can tell you Clive Bunker on drums and percussion, Martin Barry on electric guitar, Jeffrey Hammond on bass guitar, and John Evan, a genius, on piano, organ, and mellotron, with, of course, Ian Anderson vocals and flute.
All right, this is a shorty, only 3:18.
But it's got a lot to say, and this one I have a clue what it's about. This is one of the few albums that I have actually delved into the lyrics back in the late 70s and then again in 85 or 86.
Okay.
So this one I'm a little bit more familiar with.
All right, here we go. Hymn 43.
A Father high in heaven, smile down upon your son. Yeah. Was busy with his money games, his women and his guns. But Jesus saved me. Killing India North free, and then he made his name in Hollywood. Oh, just set the white man free. Jesus saved me. Saves, well, it better save himself from the gory, glory seekers who use his name in death. Oh, Jesus, save me. Saves, well, it better save himself from the gory, glory seekers who use his name in death. Oh, Jesus, save me. Yeah. Oh, well, I saw him in the city, on the mountains of the moon.
You know what? It had a lot to say, John. I completely understand why you said that, and I'm on board for it. Okay, so the first couple Jethro Tulls you played me, and he just had rockin' killer flute solos, a blast, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then you played me that one trash song where there was no flute solo.
Oh, Aqualung. Come on. That's not... Aqualung is not a trash song.
It was a fantastic song. But I was hopeful for it the whole time, and it never happened. This one, there was no outright solo, but there were so many punctuations of flute.
Yeah.
He kept throwing it in as a little fill, a little extra.
Well, if you notice, the piano would get a little fill, the guitar would get a little fill, and the flute would get a little fill.
Yeah.
And, so that's the way they decided to run that one. And the guitar had a pretty decent solo, which was unbelievable. I had stank face the whole time. I haven't taught you how to stank face
I don't
yet,
even
I know,
understand.
but
You tried to explain the term to me one time, and I don't get it, but whatever. I completely understand, though, why they went that route. Because you had such a shorter song, and so it's almost like they were trying to pack as much fun little pieces into the song as possible, and they did it by, instead of just giving each instrument a large section, they did it by continually giving each instrument little punctuations. It was fantastically done. That was such a fun song to listen to from a musical perspective.
right.
Jethro Tull killing it, weirdly. I mean, I guess it's not weird. They're really good at what they do. All right. Lyrically,
Yeah.
this is going to be one of those weird times where I say, I think what I'm about to say is wrong, but it's all that I could focus on. So in my head, the way that he was talking about, Jesus save me, also save yourself. Also, there's a lot of people just killing in your name. You should probably maybe do something about that. It kept reminding me of, and the book came out, I'm sure, after this song, so no connection. Did you ever read the book called Jesus and John Wayne?
No, but that's very... I think that's very insightful of you to compare that to this.
That's what I kept having in my brain, was that concept of the book, just to let you know, I'd highly recommend, if you ever want to read a book that's fascinating, Jesus and John Wayne. It's sort of like the history of how the modern American version of Christianity was co-opted by macho men, the John Wayne concept, where that's what a man is, where you can't find that really in Scripture. And so to try to model your life after Jesus, but then act like John Wayne makes no sense. You're trying to model your life after a dude who was all about love, and who was a pacifist, and who was all about kindness and downgrading situations, of de-escalating situations instead of ramping them up in any sort of a powerful way. And if you were to take the route that, of course, Jesus is the Son of God, he is all, has all that power. Talk about a guy who could have macho manned it. He has one of his disciples pull out a sword, try to defend him in the garden. How easy would it have been, if he's the Son of God, to just walk over and kill them all, to really take authority by force? He could have just decided to conquer the Roman Empire. And instead, all you watched was love, de-escalation of any violent situation. In fact, condemnation, with one exception, of course, when he beat the people who were selling stuff in church. But that concept of, how did we get there from here? How did we get a modern Christian culture that somehow glorifies this macho, violent, manly persona, and equates it with Jesus?
Captain America.
Captain America. Captain America as Jesus, except not, because Captain America at least tries to be a little less on the violence, I guess, and which is a weird thing to say. I understand that, but if you watch the difference in attitude, I should say, John Wayne is, you looking at me? It's all about me. It's all about I'm the macho guy.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I don't know that John Wayne, probably Clint Eastwood may have been a better.
Sure.
may have been a better thing to write to compare with, that kind of guy.
Yeah,
John
I
Wayne,
think it's all of that concept. It's not necessarily just. I honestly, I think it was a good alliteration.
John Wayne did a lot more talking than shooting.
Which probably I've seen very little John Wayne in general. I don't like westerns, so it's kind of his bread and butter. So,
except Tombstone, right? Say that. Say except Tombstone. Have you seen Tombstone?
No. Westworld, I think, is the most Western I've ever watched. And a few episodes of what was that show, Ponderosa or whatever,
dude,
like the longest running Western TV show of all time.
We've got to watch Tombstone together, you and I.
So you just pull up chairs, you sit in a graveyard, you watch Tombstone. It doesn't sound like a good movie. But anyway, we've gotten way off topic here. So anyway, that's what was in my brain with those lyrics, was this constant concept of what's going on. Why are we using a pacifist to justify violence?
There's no doubt. You're absolutely correct. I don't know why you would think you weren't on that. You're absolutely correct in that Ian Anderson aimed his verbal guns at basically America and at the people who use religion to benefit themselves and to further their agendas. And that's what basically the song is about.
Okay. You know what? I was right. I take it back.
Nailed
John.
it.
I take it all back.
You were completely right. No, you totally nailed it. You did.
Yeah, I'm basically the John Wayne of guessing lyrics.
You kill people and talk to them afterward?
Yeah, and I'm coming for you.
That's the end?